Hey guys, this is me getting ready for the future, space, the final frontier, or the only frontier. Is that right? Focuses on steak. So I'm eating steak with chopsticks. Oh, this is ridiculous. Mm. So, I'm of the personal opinion that this whole quarantine COVID scam was all about preparing us for obviously the new climate. I'm kind of harsh on Elon because Elon already created his cult or recruited his cult or his following here in Canada. We were all of the Canadian government departments have a Twitter account or an X account. Departments that I didn't even know existed. So I don't know. I'm going to focus on food today. This morning, as you notice, I didn't bother mentioning anything about the North, about Trudeau resigning, because that's an in-house. That's not a real resignation. That dude would never effing resign, ever. It was the party straight up shanking him, right? He should have caught a clue when his finance minister resigned, but yeah, that's the women in the House taking over. They're going to pull a switch like they did with Biden right before the election. Only the Liberals are probably going to keep their position because I don't see the Green Party on that level yet. Trump sure got our Green Party leader riled up. Elizabeth May. He's like, suck it. You're delusional if you think we're going to be the 51st state. Focus on your healthcare, man. You don't have a healthcare system. That's why you guys are all like vulnerable. That's why you run around the planet with guns and killing everybody, because you don't have a healthcare system. You don't value life. The only reason why you value life is as a transaction. We don't want no part of that. So yeah, I put my steak as a topper on salad. Now, we have a secret power here in Canada. It's called China. I didn't know this till recently, but the northern expansion of the port is a direct relationship or partnership with China. we've always had a on the coast here, upper coast, the indigenous people have a really unique relationship with everybody because business just continued as usual, as per usual. So there's another like coastal secret society of trades. The coastal people, there's some of them that are saying like, well, we don't know what's going on with this headdress being given. It's not ours to give. The headdress was given to us. It's from the South more. It's not our traditional wear at all. So there's no reason why we should be giving headdresses to anybody. So I have to explain this a little bit extra to the coastal people because as you see, there's a lot of intertribal peoples in North America. And we don't know everybody's customs, right? We don't know. All the powwow, the prairie stuff, that's all from the South. I did have the I'm old enough to be mentored by elders that weren't fully assimilated, right? And so a couple teachings did make it my way. One of them is that the Cree dance, the women, how we dance was very boring, right? We would do this sides, but very powerful at the same time, right? But it compared to the dancers of the powwow, all those fancy girls with the fancy shawls, the butterflies, jingled. There's actually lots of different dancers and dancer styles and medicines in the powwow trail, and not just shawl dancers and jingle dress dancers and traditional dancers, right? But those tend to be the dancers that made it up way up north here on the and were able to retain the teachings or have the teachings in hiding. And so there's a lot of like these. Now, the conservatives are very critical about these special interest groups. Well, these special interest groups are like groups that are like preserving heritage, which is important to everybody. It wasn't all like these special interest groups isn't all about making sure that you eat granola. It's about making sure that customs are preserved and passed on. Parenting is a huge challenge in mixed heritage homes, right? So we have these spaces to give young parents an opportunity to address their parental challenges or their community challenges within these spaces that are unique to their cultural heritage. Because yeah, that's how it is. So I was blessed to have the Indian homemakers and an Indian. When I use the term Indian, I use the term during times of first contact, when we were mistaken as being Indian from India. I don't even know if India was known as India back day, but somehow we earned the tag, the reference as being Indians. And there's a whole act called the Indian Act here in Canada. And so that all of India seems to take advantage of. So they're also in the spectrum of what with the cultural preservationists are challenging when they are dealing with the works about cultural appropriation and misappropriation, appropriation, which the Alibaba is full of. Oh, part of my eye. I'm sorry about that. I was trying to get more beautiful for you guys. I wore a face mask and my contacts, and I just like destroyed my face. It's just, you're just gonna have to accept me without any, just raw, okay? Because this whole beauty stuff ain't, I don't know. It's just not my destiny. Totally need to do these filters all the way. No, I don't. I have to eat my food. So good eats. I'm very grateful for this day. I'm very grateful to be able to eat both meals that I can purchase myself and ones that I'm gifted from the community, from their initiatives. You know, foods feasting is very important, and how we take care of ourselves is very important. So this is also another value that is reflected in the real world app, of which I'm a student of, and is the core reason why I'm here on this Rumble app and podcasting, influenced by doing a daily post, creating content about my life as a hero, because I'm on one of the I joined the Heroes Life in the Real World app, and there they take time to break down nutrition. They have everything built down into the science. Like, it's definitely these fighters, these professional fighters, and their nutritionist team and their fitness trainers are all campus professors in this app. And it's great. If you're going to build your own, like, build it. But these guys, they've done it. And if I don't pull my weight, they totally ignore me, because I'm not 16. And I'm also very distractible. I have 3 dependents, and I don't know, every excuse under the book, right? Mostly it's because I've been a targeted human for different reasons. Some of them are personal, some of them are political, some of them are spiritual. So, and some of them are like because of industry or sports entertainment or whatever, what have you. So it's lots of different reasons. But I'm happy just to be able to take a moment, create content, and just move forward and go from there. I do have about 5 different things on the go, because I'm expecting somebody to pull the rug underneath my feet. Not that I'm not trying to manifest that, but that's my reality that I live, is that doesn't matter what initiative I'm going to take, there's somebody over there beside me or around me or somewhere that's going to sabotage it, right? So I don't know how they're going to sabotage it. You know, as you've seen already here, some of it's they'll zap my device, or they'll zap my modem, or they'll zap me. So now they think they're now they believe I have no influence, no power, no flex, no nothing. And it's like, because it's not about that, you know? Like, I truly prayed for the health and wellness for everybody and abundance for everybody. And I know that there's just like massive wealth transfer going on, and it is all about the Web3 is about like user controlled wallets and whatnot. So that's what my brain's going to getting wrapped around, but I can only spend so much time in front of the screen because my eye is aggravated. And so hyper focusing on a blue screen right now is not something I really want to do. I can't do. I'm going to let it rest, and so I get that speedy recovery in, and get out that crypto wallet for you, an ecosystem. Yes, trust Elon when it comes to this crypto stuff. And his rocket stuff and his Skylink stuff. But his cars and robots, and Neuralink, the Neuralink is not even necessary. And the states already know this. You guys got some brilliant researchers in one of your universities that have already kind of figured out how to turn your Wi-Fi box into a camera. They don't even need this like speckled dust that the NVIDIA researcher blew all over New York. That's part of their research. NVIDIA, NIVIDA. My goal is not to be a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, the first, or any of this, even though I know that this is going to be my destiny. And not, it's just, what I really wanted to point out is that it truly, like, when I say identify or embrace the term indigenous, it's knowing that everything, we are everything. We are everything. So we already, it's not own everything. We are everything, you know. So what we need, we could, it's hard to explain. It's a you have to be able to contribute to it. Of course, you've got to, like, indigenous governance, everybody plays a role and has a part and responsibility and accountability and all this other stuff, but collectively we already own everything. So, you know, there's a sign language. It's like, so we're critical, we're mindful or wary of indigenous people that are more loyal to the colonial way of life, right? So when, and I've also been trained with the critical eye of when holding somebody else's accountable, are you holding someone accountable under which lens? Is it a colonial lens or is it decolonial lens? Is your approach an indigenous approach, a holistic approach, like driven, like spearheaded, you know, like from the creator, or is it a colonial approach? These are questions that we have to, like, bounce around in our head when troubleshooting. When we design systems for the future as a content creator or as a cultural producer, which I am, I've had enough of your little, like, I don't know, other gamer language where you just want to call me a loser, retarded, and everything else. Like, okay. I'm trying to expand the consciousness and the use of language. We're not going to be the 51st state. We like boundaries. I did do a collaboration with ChatGPT 40. And I included my game design that I was inspired by before the pandemic was even a pandemic. Because when the COVID hit, I was going to tech school, creative tech, called IM4 Media Lab, and we were learning about XR, which I realized nobody knows anything about, and I went ahead and branded myself a tag, which apparently has negative affiliations or affiliate links to, that I had no idea because I'm not of those communities. I had to roll with it anyway because I'm a Gen X. I'm not the most I'm not a Puritan, but I have been, well, I've been enlightened a few times. I know how you're going to take that, but I've actually been enlightened without drugs first, right? As an Indigenous person that was stolen from their family when I was right before I was coming of age, I was able to live with my birth family until I was like 6 or 7. But unfortunately, reality is my family was already impacted by 2 generations of alcoholism. So by the time I came around, it was a party. So I was stolen from my family. Due to nomadic reasons. My mom was fleeing a domestic violence situation. That's another reason why we have feminism today. I'm sorry about my eye. My job is to scare the fuck out of you. I'm an auntie. Everybody's partying all over the place. You should have seen the response. The response upon Trudeau's resignation. So as you know, there's a lot of insiders that, were familiar with this strategy before it rolled out. So they actually had time to gather the people and have the announcement in their little community spaces. And in Canada, that happens to be in a pub. Looked like a pub. What the footage that I saw was in a pub. And people were cheering. You would have thought that we won the World Cup. Oh, by the way, World Cups are happening all the time. We're good. Remember back in the day when World Cups were only 2 years or 4 years apart? Well, now we have one every 6 months, it would seem. So what's really going to happen is that, so what, it was the Liberal Party that put Trudeau into power. They're kind of hoping that he would carry on the legacy of his father, but that didn't happen. And the Liberal Party is really embarrassed by that. So he got shanked by his own house. Now and he's like, okay, I won't resign. When you select a new leader, then I'll resign. I'm willing to bet any one of you that the next leader is going to be Christy Clark. Yep. And when she gets reappointed, I bet you that finance minister is going to come right back. I don't know. I don't follow this stuff. I just like, it's just, you just see the plays. And then when these women have control of the floor, they're going to keep control of the floor. Which means we're going to see liberals in power. We're going to continue to see liberals in power. So be interesting. I have no idea what the Greens or what NDPs are going to do. Probably strengthen their ties with the Liberals and address the labor issues that we're seeing on our coastal waters. And then everybody's definitely going to have to get prepped on the new tech, because there's lots and lots and lots and lots of data that's going to be available to show the real truths in real time about our transport issues, which includes workers going missing. And remembering that workers are children, workers are families, and yeah, this labor is back on the table. Yeah. Canadians are nice, but we're not soft. See you later.